Hey, hey. Oh, wow, you guys. Let's see who's here. I am so sorry that I kept you guys waiting for 3 days. As you could tell, I'm under the weather a little bit. Um, all right, welcome into WCIA Network. Let's give this a moment. Wait, let me see something. Um, 1 second. All right, hi. I am just GH. Welcome. Um, Thumbs up on your way in, please. Welcome on in to WCA Network, where everything I do and say falls under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. All right, you guys. Hi. I'm the only. Yeah. Well, we've got some bunch of people in here. They're just not going on chat yet. Come on in, you guys. Say hello. Maybe they're hiding. Come out of the darkness. Yes, I'm a little under the weather. I've had an incredible last 5 days. A lot is going on in the crime scene over here, and I kind of hesitated to go on because I wanted to grab what was necessary for this live and kind of get rid of the things that didn't make a difference. So, this channel is, if you're new here, dedicated to the Summer Moon Wells children, the Summer Moon Wells victims. Hi, Sassafras. And that's all we do here. I may show, different creators. I go over the same thing every time I go on because it's important for you guys to understand and know, what's my goal here? What's my intention? Why am I doing this? Why am I, showing a picture of the Beast and Bunch right here in the front of my #1 page? Because it's not the Beast and Bunch, quote unquote, I'm showing you. I'm showing you information that I see beneath the photos. I'm telling you a story that comes from the photos that you're looking at. Now, you may not see the same things that I am talking about. You may be like, what the hell is she talking about? I don't see that. That is okay. Because I'm giving you the story through how I see it through my third eye. Oh, hi, Pat NJ in the bushes. And I'm telling you how I hear it spiritually from the children that have no voices, from the victims that are just gone. They call them just that. They're just gone. They're just gone. And that is really like the quote that probably even the predators use. Yep, they are just gone. Why are they just gone? Because no one is just looking for them. No one is going to get the story, what's happening behind the person that is doing the victimizing. No one's getting the story for the children behind the Lori Vallows. You don't hear the story other than they found the pieces chopped up in the backyard. There's a whole entire story that goes on before that. And that's the pain, that's the agony, that's their story, that is the sacrifice. Hi, Rumpelong here. That's the sacrifice that they're making, and to get to that point, the children's story is really clear to me because I have been working on this for 2.5 years, and it came to me before I even knew this shit existed. I didn't know that this stuff existed in the world. I didn't know that my biggest obstacle was going to be the law enforcement from looking at it or from the group saying something. Hi, Shazam. I didn't realize that I would find photos that I could read and be like, someone is covering this shit up. And when I say certain things, it's very clear to me. But this is just my thought process. This is all covered under the Copyright Act 1976. Because I'm just another channel giving you another version of what I see. It doesn't make me right or wrong. It's freedom of speech. I don't know what's right or wrong because I can only give it to you the way that I am seeing it through the truth of what I know. I only speak the truth from how I see it. Is it true within the world of what's happening? I don't know. That is up to law enforcement to figure out if they choose to. And what I'm saying is I didn't know that that was going to be one of my biggest obstacles. Is having it not looked into. Having these areas in which I say go dig, not to say who the fuck am I to tell them to go dig. I'm nobody. But at least go take a look. You don't have any other, leads. You have nothing. And if you keep having nothing, you might as well have something. Might as well have something to go by. You have nothing. Not one hole has been dug on the Wells property. And that is the Summer Moon Wells children. Nothing's been dug in the new construction. Nothing's been looked at in one of the plaster little buckets. Nothing's been looked at. Nothing was looked at in Grandis's RV, under the RV, in the back behind her by the trail. You're not just going to find this stuff by walking on the property. You need to dig and dig and dig and dig. It is beneath the surface of the surface of the surface. I always say that, and what I mean by that is I see spiritually layers. And these layers are layers of plaster, like plaster wall, like thick plaster wall. Layer, so I see it beneath, a layer of thickness, a hollow area, a layer of thickness, a hollow space, a layer of thickness, a hollow space. In order to get to that, you need to drill down. You need to do what they did to the Idaho 4 house. There is a reason. There is a reason that house was torn down. And there is a reason we're never going to hear about it again. It's a cover-up. You're not going to hear about those things because people, there's two things going on. People are fearful of hearing it. And they're fearful of saying it. The victims I see are being shown to me beneath particular creators' channels. So when I say the Beeston Bunch, the Beeston family, the Kent family, when I say them and I say, Jody Sue Brown, Benny Keys, Ziggy, all of these kind of channels that I go to, I'm not listening to them. Once in a while, I'll definitely listen to their story because it gives me information. Like they'll speak and I'll be like, I'll hear something that I need to hear. Like, for instance, if these guys are speaking and all of a sudden they say, I'm going to give an example. Benny Keys once in a while will say stuff and it will like stand out, like one word will stand out. Or like something like Jody Sue Brown. Now that doesn't mean that she said fresh babies. That means that those words are echoed throughout the children's ears. Like, oh, I love fresh babies. Like, these are words that I know. Now, do I know it for a fact? No. That I know are heard. These fresh babies is something that is used within these sacrifices. So does that mean that Jody Sue Brown is grabbing the fresh baby? I don't really know, and I don't really give a fuck what she does. I don't care about her. Nothing about her. What I care is information that she gives me. And she shows me the information that is hidden. So does Benny Keys. Hidden within the cars. Hidden within always the fake cars. So when people say, oh, that's not a fucking fake car. What is crazy with her? A fake car. She's driving in a car. Well, great for you. Awesome. I don't fucking see the car. I see what the equipment looks like within the car. So the layer beneath these predators' information is what I see. Like this. Like this. I always see very large heads on top of a very, very small body. Now, if you like it or not, this shit's going on in the world. This shit is going on. They're doing things to these innocent people, these innocent children, these innocent babies, children, that are completely unthinkable to us. Unthinkable. It's that world of like the Epstein. It's the world of the John Wayne Gacy's. It's the world in which no one talks about. It's very uncomfortable. Do you think it's comfortable for me to say, I see that there's shit behind these girls' heads. I see that these are small children and they're doing unthinkable things. So the only thing that I know is I'm to be bringing you this information, no matter how comfortable or uncomfortable it is. It doesn't matter. Sorry, you guys, I'm drinking coffee. It is uncomfortable. I don't want to see this shit. They're in the water. The water's used. These are photos that I see information. I see information. Does that mean that the Beast and Punch are grabbing and pulling their children with their legs tied together and their feet bound? No. What that means is I am telling you, these children, their feet, their ankles are bound together. And if you like it or not, that's what happens. They're bound. Look at the picture to the left. These are innocent children. Innocent children that get this particular kind of equipment matched up to their bodies, and they're the ones who have it on them. They show this because it is their truth. This is their truth. This photo here is a perfect example. Now, there are certain photos that speak volumes. These are children that are bouncing on a bouncy thing at Fender's farm. Now, are the farms part of this? Individual farms that I mentioned? No. But they are using these children as part of the resurrection that goes within the earth to, in their thought process, I mean, I can't quote them because I'm not them, but to feed the earth. Feed the earth. So I'm shown farms because farming and plantations is part of what happens to these children. Now, I'm telling you this with only information and evidence I have is what I'm being told and what I see. I didn't just see a room of kids dancing to the left. I saw the torture and I saw the horrific images that these kids look at. When I see something like this, you guys, when you see something like this, zoom in. When you're like, wait, I see that little heart in their mouth. I saw this and really first started honing in when it was shown to me through Gabby Petito. Gabby Petito's photos really showed this information very clearly. And the reason sometimes things are shown to me, clearly from particular cases is because it's telling me that the cases are the same. Like Gabby Petito, I show this one all the time, but this one is so powerful to me. It's Gabby Petito. Now, it's just saying that she's part of these stories. She's part of what happened to these children. She's one of them. She was a sacrifice. And the more I look at her photos, even when they're really, a lot of them are in the news. So I'm going to show you photos today that have the same information. I look for the equipment. And the equipment here is on her shoulder, right? That's information that I have seen over and over. This is a Summer Moon Wells story. When I see photos that show other people's faces and I say, this isn't Gabby Petito. There's another face here. No one talks about it. They're like, oh, that's just a photo. It's layered. Which, awesome. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But what I'm telling you is this Gabby Petito wasn't alone, just like Summer Moonwell's missing children are not alone. These victims that I'm showing you here, covered in these things, is exactly how Gabby Petito looked. In the car. There's no difference. Do you think this is a normal fucking photo? And there's the hat in the front. And that tells me that's a ranger hat. A ranger hat shows itself all the time. This photo, to me, is so clearly not correct. But I don't know what other people are seeing. I don't know what everyone else's reality is. And that's why I tell the story. Because, you know, the person next to you may be like, oh my God, that's such a beautiful color rainbow. I see all the colors of the rainbow in the sky. I promise you, the person next to you, if you say, do you see purple, green, yellow, but they'll be like, oh no, I don't see the purple. I don't see the yellow. You're both correct in what you're seeing. But this here is what I'm showing you inside the Beast and Bunch photos today. They have been showing themselves since date number 1 that I was introduced to Summer. There's some connection. The fingers are always bloody. The fingers. You know, and when I say, I'm going to be showing you these fingers, Gabby Petito. That's not normal photo of the cop's fingers driving the car. Who has ever pulled over and their fingers look like that? You would run for your life. You would run for your life, knowing that those fingers look like murder. Now, again, you may not see it. But you gotta question yourself, why is this stuff being shown and seen by me over and over and over? And this is what I'm showing you today. Now, I go through other cases. I change up the cases just to give you a little bit of color, because not everyone here has seen my channel before. Right? I look for images of people shown in the reflections, just in case the authorities say, holy shit, I have a match on that. I have a match on that person's face. Because what I'm seeing, somebody is putting that in there. It's not supposed to be there. Images, the story, it's placed in here, you guys. In a way for me to see it, to tell you the story. So don't be frustrated if you're like, oh, I do not see what she sees. That's okay, and that's normal. I showed this today also. The eyeball, the eyeball, the eyeball. Gabby Petito never looked correct to me. When I first started with the Gabby Petito story, immediately, I'm like, holy shit. This is the same information that I gather all the time. That's the cop's hand. And I'm like, what the fuck? See, so when I first saw this, I'm like, I somewhat, people have to see this. They have to see this because this one's so clear. It's so obvious, blah, blah, blah. Really isn't. Really isn't. Even when I'm going to show you the equipment here, it looks just like this. I said that these are heads. But most of these cases, they're going to be closed and they're not going to read it or look into it because a fucking psychic said so. Why the fuck would a sheriff's hat be in their car with the sheriff's logo on the hat? And it's throughout the whole video. It's not like I see it for a second. So when they show a ranger's hat like that to me, and it's shown throughout the story, shit. I'm like, is anyone going to talk about this? I mean, for real? That's a Ranger's logo. Why is it in these photos? You guys, it's in the Beast and Bunch. They show this same thing. They show it and I see it. So I have to be very clear, and I have to be much clearer. When it's shown and I see it, I have learned that there's a reason I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it because it's important. There are different cars and different information that I see that tells the story to me and helps me tell it to you. This here is an image shown to me over and over. This hat. Thank you for my confirmation. Anyone that knows my channel here, we know that I get confirmations when they're the most important. I get confirmations through people watching the channel that are really funny and silly to me. And that's what just happened. My confirmation is thumbs down, right? And why is it that someone would come in here and put thumbs down to information that, like this, that truly exposes the story? There are a few reasons someone would do it. One, they're scared. They're terrified of this information. They're terrified because either they know it's true and they don't want it exposed. Maybe they know it's true because they lived it. Maybe they know it's true because they've seen it and they're really scared for this to be discussed or talked about. We don't talk about this stuff. We don't talk about the sexual assaults. We don't talk about the beheadings. We don't talk about the fingers that they use for trophies. We don't talk about it because it sounds so uncomfortable. Right? Or they're here because they're trying to keep it under wraps, right? Keep this stuff under wraps. The teeth and the eyes of these predators look like fangs. There is a lot going on to these children that they want discussed. They want discussed that they are sacrificed and they're placed in these positions and they're doing things that bring high harm. High harm to them. The only thing that I see here is the trophy that is placed within the leaves. Now, to the right. Why do I see that? Because it's telling me they're in the leaves, the leaves, the leaves. It's telling me that this is for the resurrection. This is being done because they're using these children to replenish the earth. And when I speak on top of a photo, the photos tend to give me a deeper story. These victims are never one. They're never one at a time. There's multiples together. They keep them in multiples. Fresh babies and children are just part of what they need. They need those to go with the adults. They need them to go with the teenagers. I always have said, Summer Moon Wells, there's the smallest of the smallest, and then the teeny one, and then a teeny, teeny one. Like, this is the only way that they know how to express it, because they're not alone. And if you look way beneath the deepness of this picture, you change the color. What's presenting itself that I see are the children within the adults. That's how I see it. They're within the adults. It's not a normal photo unless it's telling a story. You have seen, and I have shown you, maybe you haven't seen it, I have shown and discussed those glasses. Look at this. What about this is just the Beeston Bunch going about their day? You see this shifting right in front of you. Here comes the baby. I see the baby. I see the child. I see the Summer Moon Wells missing children. I see that they're all together in a plant together, meaning they're together to create one creation, one togetherness. And they're together within one plantation, like with one solid grouping. This is a grouping that I see. It's a grouping. See? And to the left is the bloody hand, and it's holding the number 5. These fingers and these hands and what they're doing here that's covered in this stuff is just telling the story of how important it is for me to talk about these hands. For me to show you that the equipment that they use surrounds their body. They're within this water. Like it's very important that they're using these within the water, within the earth. Summer Moon Wells always says, she's in the leaves. She's in the leaves. The children are both together in a group. They're together in a group. I talked about this the other day. I'm going by it because I don't like to show that face very long. This is like an example of what happens to a photo when I read it. So it tells me that within the walls of the wall, this is a perfect example for me to tell you, is it really here in this wall? No idea. No idea. But what I am saying is this is a perfect example of when I say it's within the wall. These rooms that are being used, is it in the Beast and Bunch room? No, I'm using this as an example because it's giving me the opportunity again to talk about it. Because absolutely, positively, before these children are brought through any kind of, I want to say, common area, I'm told like they're placed in a common home, like a, now this is just spiritually speaking. I don't have any fucking idea if it's true, but these are called common areas. Behind the wall, behind the door. It's behind the door, they're saying. It's not a wall. The wall, they're saying it's not a wall. It's behind the door. Okay? It's the door. There's these doors. Oh, just like I saw Don Wells's doors with the hinges on his construction. I show in many of my videos, I show Don's construction, right? Construction. And part of his construction, he's got these doors with hinges on top of his construction, on top of his house. Like this is his house, right? He's building these houses. And there's doorways that will bring you to the equipment. So this is what the equipment looks like. This is Don Wells's house. You understand? And when I say, I see the equipment, people are like, okie dokie. But I do. So it's just telling me that this shit is within the walls and within the doors of the predator. They're in there. That's a common, this is the equipment that I show right in here. Right in there. And Don Wells's property and his construction and everything that we saw day one, all this shit is where I'm like, go dig beneath the wall of the wall of the wall of the hole in the hole in the hole and the door of the door of the door. Like, they have the equipment to be able to go fucking do that. I mean, here, this is the Idaho 4 digging this shit out. I am saying that they weren't just digging that house out. Ooh, I see they were digging the boxes out. I see they were digging what was beneath the wall of the wall and behind the door of the door. Take it forever the fuck you want. This is what I see. I see the boxes. I see what's being lifted out of the ground. It's what I'm showing you here today. This is the shit that I've been showing. It's the boxes. This is the Wells property. There's no difference to me of what is being shown to me here on the Wells property is what is being shown digging out of the ground. That is something that is shown. This stuff was first shown as a refrigerator door, day number 1. And I am showing the same information continuously because this is the information that brings justice to the children, that brings them to a peaceful place because it's being talked about. The drawings that were from that murderer simply show it very clearly to me. They're bound. This is a farm-like. This is a barn. These are bits of information that bring justice that nobody is talking about. And I never ever thought in a million years that I could show a picture like this from one of these cases, that when I see this shit is underground, I see what's beneath the ground. So they haven't dug anywhere. This is how it's beneath the ground. Just like that. A silo. Like a silo. Right? But no. No. Not happening. Don Wells' information that was given day 1 is the same information I am showing you today. These boxes that are moving quietly beneath the earth is what the children know from. It's information that stems from spirit. From spirit. Now, this isn't the guy from the Beastin that I see. I see a victim with a child beneath the earth within one of these rooms behind a door together. That is how my information flows. I see a body that is being completely taken apart. That's what I see. And there's the equipment. I see a person. I see a person that has no feet. No feet. This equipment and whatever they do, I'm shown it. I'm shown it, and I see it every time they show these children's heads. Every time I see a chair like this, it's just, you guys, there's something they're doing to these victim children that is so painful and so beyond anything that we could comprehend. And that's why it's so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable to think of what is going on with these children. We can't even imagine. These are sacrifices that real humans are going through, and somebody is doing it. There are images that are being shown, and the ones that are being shown, someone is putting it in there. So if it's not the creators have a responsibility to the victims to turn this shit in. And not one creator has done it. Not one. That to me is very interesting. That no creator that is in my photos is recognizing what I'm showing. The ones that are obvious. I'm not talking about the ones that I'm giving a spiritual reading, because it's not about them. These creators know it's not about them unless it is. It's not about them. But none of these creators have even discussed that this is in their videos. This is a serious fucking problem. These channels have millions of subscribers. Millions. If this was my channel and I had a responsibility to my subscribers and my viewers and to my channel, and someone showed a picture of me with something on my face holding a baby's head up in the water, Whose responsibility is it? Is it possible that someone could be putting this stuff in my videos, I would say? Even if it's 1% possibility. And I think that this person is like off their whacker. I'd be like, listen, FBI, go check out my videos. Like, something might be going on that could find all these children beneath these doors. Maybe they are beneath doorways of these houses and these rooms. Yes, I have emailed them and no one's answers. It's been, Kiri, that's a really good question. It's been 2 years. 2 years I've been showing photos that are not them. This isn't her. That's what I see. It's not her. I see the victim with the V and a victim that has equipment on them. These are recent videos. These aren't old. But I have over 2 years of information telling and showing myself the truth of how I see it. Right? And these are like philosophies and ways that they've been raised to do things like this. This is their purpose, according to them. This is their purpose. It's been embedded in their own brains that this is for the best of everything, for the best of humanity. But if the people that are doing this think that it's actually best, then fucking stand up and say, yeah, I'm beheading these kids and going into the water and bringing them and putting them back to the earth and blah, 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 and putting them back into plantations and blah, 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 blah. Someone's doing it, but not saying anything. So they're not living in their truth. Like, if you need to stand up, like, there's people that are living in their truth. It's hard for them to live in their truth because because people don't understand it and they get victimized for it. I'm not judging these people. We have no right to judge what they're doing. Yeah, it's wrong, but I can't judge. I don't walk in their shoes. I'm not them. I don't know what they've gone through in their lives. I don't know how they were raised. I don't know how they think this is normal, but they do, and that's not for us to judge, right? But for people that are living their truth and living within the boundaries of what they think is correct for them, stand in their truth and say it loud and proud. You think it's easy for someone to stand up loud and proud in a world that is so judgmental? It isn't. Why? Because there's so much hatred towards those people. And they're judged. This is a non-judgmental platform here. I may say these people are so fucking just crazy, but I'm saying it because I see the death and the torture that's going on, but I'm not judging anybody. But I do know that if someone is living if they want to live their truth, no matter how painful it is, if they really believe it's their truth, stand up and stand up for it. Say something. Someone needs to come forward and be like, yes, I am doing that because, yes, God damn it, this is for the best of the world. But they're not. They're not saying we're putting these bodies in these beheaded children wherever they're doing with them and going. They're hiding. They're in hiding. They're underneath. They're in hiding. They're in tunnels. They're doing this shit underground. Why? Because they can't stand up for themselves. They're not strong enough. They're weak. They're the weaker people. The children have grown stronger than them. The children are stronger than they are. The children are the ones that have come together and have created like a united front. while they hide in darkness, while they hide from what they're doing because they're weak. They have to use these channels to tell their truth, to hide their truth. To me, that's not someone who's living in their truth. To me, that is someone who is hiding beneath the earth. So if you really want to be heard and you really want to stand up for who you are and speak your truth, come forward and speak your truth. Don't hide it. Don't put it in these fucking videos. Don't stay beneath the plantations of where you are. Because that's just someone hiding. That's weak. These children, they're going to eat you up and spit you out. These children will eat you up and spit you out. This is a world that the weak links are the predators that hide behind their talk. Because it's, to me, that's where the crock of shit is. Come to the channel. You know what I'm looking at. You know that these are little embryo babies and whatever the fuck you're doing. But you're doing it in darkness. You're doing this in darkness. These children are growing stronger every day. Every day, these babies and these children and these adults and these teenagers grow stronger. As you grow weaker, and you will be dissolved as you hide behind the darkness. You hide. The messages that I get are within these little corners of these videos. Always look at the telephones. Always look at the telephones. That person in that corner is in the room with this child on the telephone. No. Someone put that in there. Why? Because these are victims. And they're always on a boat. Once in a while, you'll get a photo that's so crystal clear. And it's usually between two frames. Yeah, is she dyeing her hair red? Yeah, I don't know anyone who gets their hair dyed red, especially when they have millions of viewers and their head is all covered in red shit. But more importantly, it's what's going on the top picture as much as it is on the bottom photo. You see, I'm always showing you guys to pay attention to the fake car. What's in the fake car in the fake window. It's always the same information. They're maroon boxes or whatever's back here. These cars cannot always have that same information, but they do. Look here. What I see is the same kind of a wafer-like, let me show you, that I see in the mouths. This is what Gabby Petito had. And this is a very, very clear photo. Then what's on the bottom that is even clearer to me, when you have the opportunity to stop between layers, it's really amazing what shows up. Now, is she getting her hair colored? Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe she is. I'm sure she is. But pay attention to these things when you see them. Stop, look, and just watch. Watch what happens between the layers of the layers. Look within the photos of what you're really looking at and what you're being shown. The picture all the way to the right is very disturbing to me. I don't know what it is, but it's disturbing. It's very disturbing. This is the child. Now, people made a whole to-do when they saw a picture of Summer maybe naked and maybe she shows the top of her body. This shows another child holding the same green thing on the bottom. This is a picture that really, really should have gotten taken down. What's on the bottom here is another child holding. Now, in the video, I don't see another child. Like, what the fuck? This is allowed. I'm not showing you anything that's not on their videos. Like, they have millions of views, and that is obvious to me. Put a 1, thank you for those ones. If you see another child attached to this little baby holding the same green thing. That green thing is something I've been showing for two plus years. Why is this okay? Seriously. Come on. You guys, this is not okay. Is attached to equipment. This is not okay. Look at what's on the side of him. This is absolutely mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. In the middle, again, I show the middle photo, I show many a times in Jody Sue Brown's Benny Keys car rides. Just like that. Just like that. These car rides that I call fake car rides is because I have this information coming through. What this child on the bottom is holding is no different than that red thing coming out of Gabby Petito's video and photo that I just showed you coming out of her shoulder. So when I'm shown elements, this is a great example. When I'm showing you guys elements, that's what was on Gabby Petito. Right? And these are pieces of equipment, and the children know of this equipment. It's very invasive. It hurts. But they do it together. This is done in a grouping. And they're not alone. So the just gone children, it's simply just that. They are just gone. Nobody's looking for them anywhere. The information that's being shown, this little child is in their house. Now, this is not the Beast and Child. I don't see the Beast and Child, so I'm not showing the Beast and Child. In my head, I'm not. I'm showing you a victim that is beneath the photo. Understand that there's a victim that's beneath. And within these videos and within the phones, I see the story. I see the story. That's not their child. These are victims. See how she's sticking out of a little hole in the wall? This is showing in the wall. So when I give a reading, what I do here, and I didn't really realize I was able to do this stuff until Summer Moon Wells showed it to me, was I read the story through the photos. And when I see this shit, I'm like, they're within the walls. Like, this stuff is buried between the walls of these houses. And they are being put through a lot. And what I see is what is happening with these babies, you guys. That's what I see, and there is nothing that can keep me from seeing this. Trust me, I tried to stop it because it's It's very difficult, you know. And what's really difficult is, you know, here I'm doing a live, right, on YouTube. And then people, like, when it's done, it's done. People go about their life. I don't. I continuously am able to see and pull this stuff up very easily. And the story that's beneath these photos is so incomprehensible. And it's really, really protected. So much so. There is no reason other than showing a victim that the little faces up in the corner of the child's home video change. Right? It's showing you guys the victims. These could be the Idaho 4. This could be Ethan. This could be any of them. But this is the same video. So, you know, in my head, I'm like, wow, this is so obvious. But what happens is the excuses that come forth, instead of trying to do it a different way, is what's just blows my mind. Blows my mind. These are not the same people. Let me try to bring this up. One is a male, one is a female. And I'm trying to explain how this is in the same video, in the phone. It's them talking to their child on the phone. See? Right there. I did show this the other day. White cars are key. These kids are taken in and out. I showed this. The wheels, the wheels, the wheels. So, all the way in the back of these windows is what shifts. The framing of the windows shows differently to me. Shows differently. So I see that they definitely are using these cars to give information. This here is interesting. Let me fix this photo. I have a photo like this from the Beeston Bunch, but it shows as a garage door, as if they're, you know, going into a garage. This here is the garage, but not the same kind of a thing as I have in a different video. When I see something like this, it reminds me that you need to open the door, to find what's behind it. This is what they need to do. Open the door. So if I were to turn this, it would go this way. Again, you would go down beneath the door, like this is the door. This is almost just like what Don Wells was stepping out of. Don Wells is in a video with Benny Keys. And I always say to you guys, he is coming out of the ground. Like he's here. Let me show you. Let me redo this one. So this is in this guy's video. He's in his garage. See, look, he's in his garage, but this is how I see it. I turn it, right? I'm trying to make it smaller. Okay. I turn it, and you see the head sticking out of the ground. That's what I see. Let me show you. Right here. Coming out from under the ground. This is a doorway, but this is under. You go under. And that's what I see them showing in their video, is just this. And this is what Don Wells was doing, coming out of the ground in Benny's videos. Just like that. It's a deep, dark hole. But there's your head. They come out. Thank you for those ones. Hi, BC. Hi, Bernie. Hi, Carrie. Justice coming soon. Hi, you guys. Yes, I know that Muffin Top wasn't going to be here, so I've really screwed up everyone's schedule. So this is how it's done. This is showing 2 layers. Once in a while, you get the layer does come apart. And this is the layer coming apart. And it shows information. So you know how I say, oh, I think they're like these little fake little red cars? Like, I don't know what size they are. Look behind him. I think it's like they have ones that size for the little kids. And then they have big ones for the big kids. But they're all the same. They all look the same, but they're different sizes. Right? And then they layer on top of the victim. This victim here is being layered, and it's about the eyeball he's showing. There's no eyeball in here. There isn't one. Behind him. This is what's going on behind him. And that there is what's behind him. These are reflections. When you see reflections in the mirror. Wait. Wait. right. Oh my God. I just got bumped up an hour for. I have a lot going on, you guys, with these cases. I don't want to talk about it, and I don't want to jeopardize anything. But there is a lot going on. This to me is a bunch of crock of shit. I went over this yesterday with the other day. I went over this. Go look at my other video. I think it's all about the heads. I do. These are in videos. This is where I kept stopping for the last few videos. I want to show you. This came from a great footage from a creator that has millions of followers. But what is really important to show here, and I've tried showing it before, but I just kept stopping. It's so funny, I almost just stopped again. What is important to see here is, for those that were new in the beginning of Summer Moon Wells, they kept talking about flowers being, the flowers were planted. Everyone's like, there are no flowers. Where are they getting the flowers from? Well, there's a video that shows it. I've never seen this before. Let me know if you guys have seen it. Look at those red flowers in the front. Those flowers, someone planted, and they're coming out of the shed. They're like in the front of the shed. And this video is facing, the way it's facing is this way. It's very, very different from any other videos that I have seen. It shows me the very important elements that I need to talk about. It shows me a bicycle. Let me point this out. Shows me the bicycle. Behind the bicycle is a little home, a little house. Let me show you. Behind the bicycle. Oh, no wonder. It's too freaking big. Wait. These children have these little homes. They have these little houses, I call them. But the interesting thing is, this is all in the Wells video. And I've never seen this before. Let me do step by step. This bicycle reminds me of the Amber Hagerman Amber Alert. All the way in the back, it shows this information. Almost as if I'm seeing all the elements in one video. I see the refrigerator in the back. I see this. I see these that always show up at the front door as if it's the mattress. This is the stick. This is the bucket. These here are pieces of the equipment. This here is important because those are bricks that are across this part of the house. Across this part of the house. Like, this is to be so very important part of the house. But I think that this is where they started with that story of planting flowers. And then something just got so fucked up. So fucked up. right? But the story here is being told to me on the Wells property. Now, does it mean it's at the property? No. This is telling me that somebody is watching. Somebody has watched this whole thing go down on the Wells property. And I've said this before, as if they're peering out of the door of the shed. I feel like they have this vision from here. And they watch the whole fucking thing happen. You see? Look at the car. Almost as if that trailer does not exist. Like it's fake. I don't see cactuses. I don't see anything in this video that we have been shown in creators' videos. I see more of the truth here than I have seen ever before. This information brings me right back to the Wells property. And those flowers completely pull me in to the Wells. Pulls me right in. Somebody comes out from that shed that nobody knows about. Nobody's talking about. Nobody sees them. It's a person that's hiding. It's hiding. But this person is the one that holds the key, holds the truth. This person was here on the property, hiding from this viewpoint. See, what I do here, you guys, is I go almost within the photo. And the more I talk about it, the more it shows me. I don't know what you guys see, but all I can tell you is that the story has always been right in front of us. It depends on the version we're watching. The construction within the property of the Wells is a bunch of crock of shit. It was a diversion. And it worked. It was a diversion. This person is someone that we know, but we don't talk about them. You see? These are all the elements in which they use throughout their storytelling. The mattress. It's almost like they have a I Spy with My Little Eye book. And I remember saying that in one of my very first days. I spy with my little eye. See that hole in the ground? I spy with my little eye a hole in the ground. I spy with my little eye that that hole is next to the plants. So I believe so strongly in myself, you guys, and my truth that I stand up for, and the stories that are shown to me, that I really, really wish this shit was looked into. Because what I know is wherever those flowers were meant to be in the story, there's a hole in the ground. Small little hole. And nobody has seen the flowers like that. Look at the details. Look at what's behind her RV. Pull this up. This area right here right here this area right here is what I'm drawn to. See the roof all the way to the left? The red and white barrel on the bottom, the blue buckets. Yes, it's a reflection, but I'm going towards the reflection and how it's layered. So that's a reflection, but yet, if you have a reflection, let me show you what doesn't happen. This is why I think people put this in here. When you just have a reflection, this corner of the RV shouldn't bleed into the reflection. You see, like people put shit in here. If this is a reflection, this would be under the, it doesn't work this way. Like you can't layer a photo unless someone layers it that way, right? So the things that are popping out are elements that I have been talking about. They pop out. The way that these are reflecting is the most important. And if I were the police department, I would look at this. See the Everyone has a stick like that. Each victim has a stick like that. And it is telling me that Summer Moon Wells is not too far. Like a piece of her. Is she here? No. Was she taken away? Yes. But the Wells property holds a very big part of information. This child here, you guys, this is a video. Wait, let me grab something real fast before I move past it. This here. This here, I feel super important. See the flowers, and you see how it's showing the inside of like, that's the shed. So I believe someone is standing in this shed. No, not who did this, but I see someone standing in this shed looking over the flowers. Like, I think that this was supposed to be actually one of the true story. Then something got fucked up. Okay? So I believe that this was supposed to be part of the story. Someone screwed up. This is in between the walls of the shed. Right here. Like, whatever is showing right here. They're showing it. They're showing inside the wall of the shed. Why? That's the shit that I'm talking about. Somebody put it in there. So let's say that this is in the Bahamas, or they're showing the shed between the walls in, you know, Costa Rica, or somewhere totally not by the Wells. This is saying that this is how they do it. This is what all the kids know from, is if they're placed in an area, this is how they're placed. And this is how you could find them. Someone did that. But this comes from the video. See? This is what's in the video. It's being videotaped from somebody had to be standing in this position to get this version. Never seen this version. Has anyone else seen this version? No. It is very important. This here is very important to recognize. That whoever is taking this video purposefully did it from this angle. And anything that is in this version is important. Yes, the basketball net. It's different than how we've ever seen it before. I don't think we've seen the basketball net with a clear thing. Isn't it wood? Am I wrong? Like the top of the back of the basketball net? The backboard? Has it always been clear? I don't think so. Because it's an old ratty one. This is showing new basketball net. They definitely don't have a lucite basketball net. So it shows it's showing me that these are maroon boxes with maroon edges, and they're clear boxes, just like that. Just like that. This isn't what we have in this video. Yeah, I mean, there's no way. Let's see. Wells home. I will only show it if I could get a quick picture. This basketball net is showing in a funky place also. God, every time you look at Grandis's RV, it's always different. So this here is the refrigerator. For those who have never seen this, super important. Wait. Where'd it go? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's the same footage. See, look at how they show a brand new basketball net. See? This is the same video. I don't understand. I wanna see it. Wait. So, all this equipment that I'm showing you guys has been shown throughout all my videos that I have ever shown, right? Cracking cases was one of the channels that gave me intense information as far as what I see on the Wells property, like I'm doing right now. And that showed to me the equipment showed inside this bus. Cracking cases information always consistently showed clues to me. I'm still looking for I don't see it. So what I mean, here's a good photo. I think this is from Molly Golightly. When I say this stuff goes down, oh no, this is Benny Keys. When this stuff goes down under, it gets put down under. Like what you see here, this goes down under. It's like this. Kind of looks like that. This. Whatever they're storing in these things, that's what it looks like. This is a video that shows some of the torture that these kids are put through. And it shows the importance of the greenery. And whatever they're doing here is part of the sacrifice. That's what I see. Are they doing it in this video? No, but this is part of what I see that they do. The hair and the head and the things that they put in there kind of looks like this. This is what it looks like. They put this shit in their heads, in their hair, just like this. There are so many different videos that give me this kind of particular information. And it's shown to me almost every time I go live. I don't always go over this part, but Rosemary Bly had the same kind of shit in her hair. The hair and the head and the hearts and all that, it gets placed in the head. The head, I would say, is next to, other than like the fingers and the eyeball or whatever else they're doing, the head is the pain. The head is the information. It's painful. Those are the hearts. So all gets placed on the hearts and in the head. It's just what I see, you guys. And these bits of plantation, flowers, greenery is part of what they're doing. It's part of the ritual. It's part of their story. It's part of the plantation. It's part of the Christmas tree. Every story that I have gone over, it's part of it. And the heads hold a very, very, very big piece of the puzzle. And I can't forget about the Christmas trees. Because the Christmas trees, as they called them, Christmas tree children, is just that. Christmas trees. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. This is the story of the Summer Moonwell's missing children. This is it. And this is what I try to show you guys, right? It's really important to just sit back and recognize and look and listen. Listen to what you're being shown and listen to what you hear. Don Wells's information and Candace Bly Wells has always shown us what to look for, what to see. Benny Keys has always shown us. This is a picture of Benny Keys standing in that doorway, in the shed doorway, with a Bible in his hand. This photo this was one of the very, very, very first videos. And I took note of it because it really stuck out to me. This here was because he was standing in the doorway of the shed, the exact shed that I'm showing today. Brighten it up. So when my spirit guides, God, whatever you guys want to call it, show me information, and then as I twiddle through photos, right before I end. It's probably one of the most important parts of my presentation. This here let me show you. Is this shed. This is another version of the summer of Don Wells's property. Look at it. Whoever is taking that video of the shed, we're seeing it like from the door of the shed. But look at it here. The black box, the red cars surrounded by the white plumbing. That's plumbing. Look to the right of the car, you see a doorway. I do. You may not see this stuff, you guys, so don't. That's okay. So when I say that, I'm seeing that these doorways are not too far from where these cars are parked. Like I've always said that these doorways are under the cars. Like the cars hide the doorways to the answers. The cars are parked on top of them. They're parked, to me, on top of the holes in the ground. That's how they are hidden. And they crawl out from underneath them. It's right here. That's not what the back of her car looks like. At all. Look. The information about these cases is all here. There's the refrigerator that was moved. This right here, you guys, let me show you. The refrigerator that he bangs on was in sometime during this video. The box in which he bangs on is right here. Right next to the shed, in front of that big black box. This is, let me mark it. This is the maroon box. These are the tires. There's reasons, you guys, all of this shit is in here. Well, there's reasons it's being shown to me. But it's here. Not fake. It's here. It's always between the walls of the wall in Cracking Cases video. He shows between the wall of the wall as well. So this here was something I showed. They're next to the shed, showing that's not the car that I see, showing between the walls of the walls, and that's the shed. So it's going back to information that is being shown to us from the shed. Why? It's because sheds are involved. They use sheds. And it's important to see that the walls of these sheds, they change. They never stay the same in these videos. Never. Think about it. They don't. There's no difference, what I'm saying, from the information speaking to me that was taken from Cracking Case's photo or from this photo. This and what's in his reflection here is telling me between the walls to the doors, to the door of the door, this is all the same. This is all the same. Never's changed. Never. Never. Always been the same. And the elements that were introduced to us in the very, very first story of Summer Moon Wells stays. Sticks and stays for every one of our victims. They all show the same information, what it's about. And this photo is no different, see, than what it's showing in the Beeston Bunch. That's a tree. It's under the ground. It's all that white shit. Same story. Over and over and over. Those are the boxes. That shows the V. It's saying it's a Bible. It shows the V house. What's the difference between this and what I just showed you in... I said all the elements are being shown here in this photo. All of them. The V house. What he has in his hand is to me no different than the element that I'm saying is in here with the V house. Right there. So, is it identical? I don't know. Are those words the same? I don't know. Ask the authorities. Is there something like this? Probably, because it's this. There's no difference. It's a difference. Another day, another dollar? Different day, different dollar? No. This here, no different than this, and it's no different than get the little house. It's next to her bike. Here it comes. It shows the story so perfectly to me, so I could tell you guys the story. It's an incredible process. Copy. Little house. Little house. This is this is this. See, I see the same thing, so I could bring the story to you. This is the story of the Summer Moon Wells missing children. This is the story that they want told in order to bring them justice. These children are not saying throw someone in jail. They're saying, please come forward. We're going to keep telling the story. If you think that you did this to us because you believe in that, stand up and tell them. Because the kids and the children in these groups are way stronger than you, and they're going to keep doing this. Bring justice to these children and explain the shit that I'm talking about. Explain it. Live up to it. Own it. Own it. Fucking own it. Don't hide in the darkness. Don't hide in the shadows. Come on out and say it, and you know who you are. You know who you are. You know we know who you are. Not up to me to say who you are. I don't give a flying fuck shit about you. Zero. Nobody who is the predator will come into my channel and take the spotlight. Not about you. It's about the story that is being told that you all created within the darkness in the corners of this world. They're done hiding your story. Done. But don't think for a second you'll come on in here and be like, oh, take the spotlight. No fucking way. No way. I've committed to that not happening. That is not why I'm here, and that is not what my channel stands for. Doesn't stand for you motherfuckers. Stands for the children's story. I'm just asking for you to come up and approve it. And get justice for yourself. Stand up and whatever you call it, reborn, whatever you want to do, to stand up and say, yeah, I did this. Good for you. Have fun with that. But just do it. Because you're stuck. You guys are stuck. You're going nowhere. You're not going to meet them in the resurrection. You're not going to see them ever again. They've built a wall that you cannot break through. Maybe you'll break through if you come and tell your truth and accept what you did in the light. Either way, we don't give a shit. You'd just be really nice for the children. On that note, you guys, I am calling it a day. Thank you all for being here. Muffin Top, we really missed you. To Muffin Top, wherever she is. Thank you all. Thank you to my subscribers, my members. You guys, I've had chat open the whole entire time. I read everything. When I'm able to, today I was. And I thank you for that. Thank you for being so open-minded and have the courage to be here and stand for what you believe in and stand for the children. Remember, when you listen to these channels, don't listen and learn from them. You don't have to listen and learn from me. Use your own judgment. Live the way you want to live. Listen and believe what you believe in. You don't have to believe in what I'm saying. You don't have to believe in what other people are telling you. Just don't. Think for yourself. Think for yourself. Nobody else. Because no one cares what you say. At the end of the day, no one's going to praise you, in a sense. If you know you're living your truth, then you're going to praise yourself, and there's no one better than yourself to love yourself other than you. That's it. It's really simple. No one has a right to judge anybody else. Ever. Until you walk in their shoes. Period. I love you all. God bless you all for being here. Have a fabulous rest of your weekend. I will try to get back on. I am traveling. And I'm doing stuff that is incredible. God bless you all. Thank you all. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye, folks.